Hi guys, today I want us to go through the product entry. We started from the menu items where we were dealing with the items that are received and sold directly, like an example of soda, which you just purchase soda and sell soda. From there, we came to raw materials, where we entered the raw materials like those we have seen the last videos, like green beans, green peas, pilau masala, pilau mix, cumin seeds, dollar chapati, those all items. We come to the product entry or the raw materials. Is where we entered those items. From that point, we went to supplier. The supplier is the person who will be supplying those raw materials. So from the raw materials is to the supplier who will be supplying those materials or those products. From supplier, we went to requisition. On requisition, we were dealing with the supplier and the raw materials. The supplier is the person who is supplying those materials. So we are ordering or we are placing a request for items to be ordered, items we entered in the product entry to be ordered or to in order to be supplied by the supplier. So we had to start from the raw materials to the suppliers. Then we came to requisition. From the requisition, we went to purchase order. The request has been made, then the purchasing manager or the purchasing department uh, places the order. After that, now we come to the purchase entry, where after the order has been placed, then the supplier supplies those products. Now we want to see how we will go through or how the purchase entry is done in our case or in our system or in the system. So as I've told you in the first video, I'll be giving you an example or in a case based on restaurant, since my farm is a restaurant based. Let's go to the study guide so that you can see how to do the purchase entry. So in purchase entry, uh, you click purchase entry, you select supplier, you enter the supplier invoice number, date, and any other reference. Select product, input quantity and price. If the product is not available in the product list, you can quickly add it by clicking the Add Product button. Add to grid. For editing or wrongly added product, click on the item on the grid, adjust accordingly, and click Edit. To remove product from the grid, select the item by clicking it and then click Remove. After inputting all the products available on the supplier invoice, click Save. To update the already saved entry, click on the Get Data button, choose the purchase invoice by clicking on it, do the adjustment and click Update. To delete a saved entry, click on the Get Data button, choose the purchase invoice by clicking on it and click Delete. Let's go to the system so that we can see how to do it on the system. Please remember to subscribe and share so that you can continue receiving updates on Chalosoft system. I've told you this is the best system ever existed to try it, or just to try it, and you see how the best it is. So let's go to the system and see how the purchase entry is done. And this is the system. Uh, this is the supplier or the purchase entry. You click on the purchase entry. Now there are two ways of purchase entry. There are two ways. Let's start with the simplest and the easiest. The easiest way is to get or to add the purchase entry from the order. Remember, on the order, to place an order, there were two options. You can add manually or you can add from the requisitions. So in this case, or in this purchase entry, you can uh, purchase from the orders. So, and to purchase from the orders, you just click at this point in the orders to purchase. You click on this one, then you just click at the, you can click at the supplier. In my case, you remember I have the neighbor supermarket as my supplier. So I can click at the neighbor supermarket. This one, you should be very careful. The invoice may change such that the price of the bread, it can have an over, or it can change the, let's say it can change the quantity. So you are supposed to enter the quantities in the invoice, and that one you should mark that one. You should enter quantities in the invoice. So in this case, assuming that you had ordered 5 breads at a price of 70 shillings, and the invoice or the receipt comprises 5 quantities, and physically you have received 5 quantities at a price of 70 shillings, you just click at it the way we have done and click save at this point. In that way, you will have saved your purchases. If you have ordered yesterday, or the invoice was invoiced yesterday, or it has the yesterday's date, you have to change from this end. From this point, you change the date to yesterday's date. If there is any information, you can add from this. Remember, we had said from this point, uh, enter the supplier invoice number, date, and any other reference. Remember this point? So it's point number 3. Enter the supplier invoice number, date, and any other reference. So in this case, remember to add any other information here. This is my invoice number. This is the date. I can add any other information from this side. Then I click save. And that way, and that's or that's the fastest or the easiest to add a purchase entry. But not that it's the easiest or the fastest only if the quantities, the price matches and the date matches with that of the invoice. Quantities, price, a date, and any other reference matches the one in the invoice. The second option Let's go to the second option. Always to refresh or to add another purchase entry or to add any other items either in the requisition or on the purchase or in the purchase entry, either purchase order, purchase entry or requisition. You click new from this point. So let's add it manually. You can click on the supplier ID. You choose the supplier. Let's choose our supplier. The neighbors. Where is the neighbors? Neighbors. We select the neighbors. We select our date. Let's say the invoice is indicated at 20th. Let's say the 20th of November 2025. This is my invoice number. You can see my invoice number. I can add any other reference here, like time. Let's say time. You can add at 11. Let's say 11 50. Let's say 11:55 a.m. That's our time. Let's put in capital letters m. That's the remarks. That's in other information. You can add any other reference from that point. Then on the product information, you come here. Here you are supposed to add the items on the invoice. Only items on the invoice, not the items on the preposition or items on the order. You could have ordered 10 pieces of bread, but unfortunately you have got 2 pieces of bread. So you will not enter your purchase entry as 10 pieces of bread. You will enter 2 pieces of bread. So in this case, let's say we have got let's say pilau mix. Let's say you select the store. It can be on my case. As I told you, I have an option of caterings, the outside caterings, and the storeroom, or the restaurant storeroom. So I choose my storeroom. Then quantities, I enter the exact quantities in the invoice. Then you also enter the exact price in the invoice. Then you add to grid. Let's add another item. Let's say something like uh, soy sauce. Don't know whether my system has soy sauce. Yes, just my soy sauce. You want soy sauce. You want the storeroom 3 pieces at, let's say, 175. You want to grid. In case you have got a new product that is not in the store or is not in the raw materials or the products, or you had not already added it in the product entry, you can add it from this end, the new product. You can also have another store. In my case, I've told you I have either catering or the storeroom. You can also add another store from this point, the new store. Uh, for those items that have expiry date, let's say you have something like butter. Let's input the butter. Butter. Butter has an expiry date. Let's say storeroom. Let's say we have 4 pieces at, let's say, 500. Then it has an expiry date of, let's say, 20th of November 2025. So you come here and add First of all, click this point. This means your item has expiry date. After that, you come here and select the expiry date. You can add the 20th of November 2025 as the expiry date of your product. Then you add to grid. After adding to grid, let's say you find that there is a, a certain mistake you have done. Let's say you find that you have received 2 pieces of soy sauce and you went added the three of them. You can come here and choose it and remove from the grid and come here and enter it again as soy sauce. Soy sauce. Then you enter your store. You want your pieces. Then you want to grid. In the case that the item has got the discount, you can add your discount here at this point. If it has VAT, you want the VAT here, the normal 16%, you can add it. Any other charges you can also include from this point. You can see we have the freight charges. We have other charges. This is the previous due. I'll explain this one later. Let's go to the after adding all this, you go to save option and click save. Once you click save, you will have saved your item, your purchases, that is. In the case you want to export what you have saved, you just click get data. From this point, you click what you have received. Let's say something like, let me choose one, this one, farmer's choice. You did not receive those items, or you entered those items by mistake and you want to delete, you just come here and delete. You just click at delete, and that way you will have deleted that invoice or that purchase. In the case, let's say uh, you want to, let's say something else like, okay, but before we go to another thing, let's first of all show you something else here. Uh, Once you click at supplier ID and you select a person, let's say someone like AgriSafe. This is AgriSafe Kenya Limited. If that supplier has any balance, either credit or debit, you will see it at this point. This is where you will see the balance, either credit or debit, uh, in the purchase entry. So there's something else I told you that I'll explain later. On this section, if you can see it, there's the previous due. There's what you are entering now. There's the invoice amount, and there's the previous due. So this is the outstanding balance. The previous due is the outstanding balance. So after entering another item here, let's say you enter something like honey. After entering something like honey, let's say you have received 2 pieces. You can see the total, the grand total is 12,960. That means This time round, you have purchased a total of 64 items and you had a balance for the aggressive Kenya Limited of 64,000 or 66,480. So the total now becomes 12,960. So this section is very important also to note because it indicates the balance, either credit or debit, your company have with that supplier you are adding those items from. So this one is also very important under the purchase entry. Uh, I don't think that there is other things on the purchase entry, but it's a very sensitive section because what you add to this point should be the items on the invoice. Remember, I've told you requisition may differ from the invoice, that is date, amount, or whatever, but more specific on amount. Purchase order may differ from the invoice, but purchase entry must be the same as the invoice. That is invoice number, invoice date, the supplier, product, quantity, price per item or per unit, and total amount. That should reflect the same amount in the receipt or in the invoice. In that way, you will have done the best. Remember to subscribe and to share so that you can continue receiving updates on Chalosoft. Chalosoft system is soaring businesses high. If you can see the slogan, it's Chalosoft systems hub, soar your business high. Let's meet in the next video. Bye.